It's Nick Millspaw. Hope you're having a great day so far. Okay, so getting right to the point, I'm becoming more and more concerned about how young athletes are being taught how to measure success. I'm even more concerned about how they're being taught how to lead and what a leader looks like. One of the key reasons I am concerned about this is because for me personally, I carried on many lessons that I learned in sports and in my everyday life. And in most cases, kids are taught to follow the most talented player on the team. It's easy to be put that person, on that pedestal simply because they have what we desire. They are the most talented player on the team, and they are what everyone wants to be like, right? So, the C that you see that's for captain. Will too often be awarded to a player for all the wrong reasons. I want to help avoid that. That's the purpose of today. That's the purpose of why I'm going to continue to talk about this over the months to come. Yes, a young athlete who emerges as the most talented has most likely shown a work ethic that's beyond anyone else. Okay, let me just say that first and foremost. However, he or she has most likely developed, and probably unintentionally, an attitude that is more of a selfish attitude. It's about me. It's about what can I do to get better today for me. Now, what happens is suddenly that athlete is given that captain, given that role that says, here, you lead everybody else, and there's panic. Okay, what should I do now? Everybody's watching me. How do I get them to do what I do? And what you will instantly see is frustration on both ends. So what happens is the team is listening and following because they have to they have to listen and follow whatever this teammate is saying, just because that now he's the captain, and the captain's just trying to break through. The leader's just trying to break through, and so he's yelling. He's trying, he's putting down other players just by trying to get them to do and play at the level that he is. And even from day one, I see this just pure frustration. And so what even begins to happen is social cliques begin to develop that the less talented players are over on this side, and the more talented players are here, and that captain is most likely I'm going to be in that scenario with the more talented, just because that's the only way that they know how to relate. That's the only way that they know how to base each other and judge each other. So I know this is really how it is for most. I know this is part of the frustration as far as why a lot of kids don't enjoy sports. That why some kids fall off. I know this, and I know that you can also be the most talented player and lead just like Jesus. And you see, Jesus taught us to seek His kingdom first, and He taught us that He'll take care of the rest. He walked the earth and taught us to serve others even before ourselves. He gave countless of examples of selflessness and the willingness to invest in others. I just think that part is awesome. That part is just an awesome example of how He developed disciples on this earth by pouring into others. One of my favorite stories is the story of the Good Shepherd in John chapter 10, where he talks about how He knows His sheep by name, and they also know Him. You can read into it, dive into that speech that He gives, or that talk He gives as much as you want. But what I begin to do is I begin to picture what that time period looked like for Jesus and the disciples following Him, and the time that He spent following and pouring into them, so they knew Him. They knew Him by name. They knew Him by voice. And when He spoke, they followed, because they believed in Him. They believed in everything that He taught. Jesus led with love. He led with compassion. He showed us that no matter what, and no matter who He was willing to serve His disciples first. And He shows that when he washes their feet, and several other occasions. One of my favorite authors, one of my favorite coaches is Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy is a former coach for the Indianapolis Colts, and he wrote a book called The Mentor Leader. And what he talks about in the overall scenario is just how he was willing to teach others, other subordinates, everything that he knew, knowing that in fact they will most likely surpass him one day based off of that information that he's given them. So he's giving them all the secrets. He's telling them how to do everything, knowing that they're most likely going to become a head coach somewhere, become a leader somewhere, and be more successful than him. And he was willing to do that, and also with knowing that he might not ever get the credit. So my biggest question right now is what if we taught our young athletes to do that? What if we taught them to lead like that? What if we taught that success is in the amount of people you help with the willingness to get none of the credit? I have a feeling we would see more leaders emerge. I really have a feeling that we'd see more kids enjoying sports. They'd change the way they looked at what leadership is. We would see parents getting along in the stands, and most importantly, we would have the correct life lessons being taken from that sport into life. Because let's face it, most kids aren't going to play professionally, probably not even collegiately. And so that's what I really want to talk about today. The question I wanted to raise, and I want to hear from you. So please share this with your friends. Share this with any parent that has a young athlete, because I think this is a topic worth continuing to talk about. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. We'll see you.